So before we start the video, I'd like to ask you guys to please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video, as it helps the channel grow. So, let's get into it. It's fight week. And this week, we got a very intriguing fight. When Keith one-time Thurman makes his return to the ring against the always game Mario El Azteca Barrios. This fight will be a pay-per-view fight. I will give y'all my preview and prediction for this fight. So, without further ado, let's get into it. What's up, guys? KT here, back at it with another video. Today, we talking boxing. Special announcement. I will be streaming the day of the fight for the main event. Now, I've seen other people do this. I'm going to be doing a live commentary on the main event. I will announce it on Twitter. I will share the stream on Twitter when I go live, so be looking out for that. There will be no footage. Unfortunately, YouTube copyright doesn't like that very much. But I will commentate on the fight to the best of my ability. So you guys, if you can't get the fight, I will commentate for you, and I will give you all the best experience for this fight if you're interested. So, real quickly, Mario El Azteca Barrios. His last fight was against Gervonta Tank Davis in a very, very competitive fight. I thought the fight was very good. I don't know, I can't remember if it was pay-per-view or not. I think it was pay-per-view. So, Mario Barrios gets stopped in the 11th round. In a very good fight. I think he was actually winning that fight on most people's scorecards. But Mario got sloppy. He started getting knocked down a lot. Tank poured it on him, and he got him up out of there. That being said, he's making his return to the ring at 147. Now, honestly, I think this is his natural weight class. I always thought he was too big for 140. I always thought he was going to have issues making weight at 140 since he's a naturally bigger guy. So, this is the correct move for Mario Barrios. So I always thought he should move up. And he's fighting Keith one-time Thurman. So that's a good fight to move up. And, for your first fight at 147, that's actually a good fight. So, Mario Barrios, the first key for him is he's going to have to pressure Keith Thurman. He's going to have to cut off the ring, make Keith Thurman uncomfortable, and basically use the Sean Porter tactic. Sean Porter gave Keith Thurman literal trouble, a lot of trouble in that fight. Why? Because Sean Porter pressured Keith Thurman. Sean Porter, with his unrelenting pressure, bothered Keith Thurman. And it was a good fight. Barrios is I wouldn't say a similar fighter, but he has a lot of the same qualities. He can, he's unrelenting with his pressure. He throws a lot of punches. His defense is somewhat lackadaisical sometimes. He can lose focus, but the main thing for him is he needs to attack Keith Thurman early and often to test Keith Thurman and see if Keith Thurman is the same Keith Thurman we saw 4+ years ago. Keith Thurman obviously coming off a long layoff. He's been 3 years inactive. So Mario Barrios will look to take advantage of that. I hope he can take advantage of that. Really, for Barrios, I think that's the only thing he really needs to do other than stay, disciplined on defense. I think he needs to pressure Keith Thurman. He cannot let Keith Thurman get comfortable. If Mario Barrios uses this tactic and pressures Keith Thurman, makes him uncomfortable, he should have a good chance to win this fight. Now, Keith one-time Thurman, the first thing that rings into my head when I think about Keith one-time Thurman is one of the best welterweight champions at the time. A young Keith Thurman versus a Errol Spence fight was the fight everybody wanted to see. Was a young Keith Thurman versus a Terrence Crawford back in the day was a fight everybody wanted to see. We are 5+ years removed from that Keith Thurman, and now we're moving into a new Keith Thurman. Keith one-time Thurman is coming off a loss to Manny Pacquiao in a very good fight. Keith Thurman started slow, which he usually does. but then he turned it on later in the fight. So this is really intriguing for Keith Thurman, because the first key for me for Keith Thurman, the one key for me is that, he doesn't even need to box smart or use the ring to his advantage, which I know he'll do. That's a little bit of a key too. But really, the main key for Keith Thurman is he going to be able to put his name back as the cream of the crop of the welterweight division? Now, the main key is that he's gonna have to win this fight, and he's gonna have to win it in dominating fashion. I'm not saying he has to knock out Mario Barrios, because that seems to be a difficult task if you're not Tank Davis. But he's going to have to win either by unanimous, at least unanimous decision, to be considered to have an Errol Spence fight. He wants the Errol Spence fight after this one. This is a WBC title eliminator. I don't know if it's the final one. I don't know, the specifics of it, but he wants a Errol Spence fight next. I don't think Errol will be willing to do that. That's a separate video. But Keith One Time Thurman, he's gonna have to show something against Mario Barrios. He cannot fall into lulls. He cannot be inactive during the fight. He cannot let himself get tired. There's a lot of things that play into what Keith Thurman is going to have to do. Add that to an extremely long layoff, and you might have issues coming into this fight. We saw it with Gary Russell a couple weeks ago. What am I talking about? Like a week ago. And he did not do well. Even though Gary Russell was hurt, I still thought Gary Russell was going to win that fight, but obviously I was wrong. When you have a long layoff, that makes things difficult. And for Keith Thurman, it's been 3 years removed from the ring since the last time we saw him, and he did not look good. In my opinion, he did not look good against Manny Pacquiao. So really, he's going to have to win by either unanimous decision or get a knockout. I think what he's going to have to do to get that knockout or that unanimous decision is, obviously, he's going to have to use his natural boxing skill. He's the better fighter, the more experienced fighter. He's a little bit on the older side now, and he's 3 years removed from the ring, but he's still a very good boxer. He's always had the slick style to him, a very smooth style to him. He can fight inside or outside, even though I think he's more of an outside fighter. So, Keith Thurman, if he's going to win, if he wants if he wants to put his name back with the cream of the crop of the welterweight division, he's going to have to win good, he's going to have to look good, and he's going to have to win big. So, honestly, use the ring, use your higher boxing IQ, since he is the overall smarter fighter in the ring. So I think he'll use that as well. He's the more experienced fighter in the ring. He's fought against all these different styles, all these different champions. So I think the experience will be no problem for Keith Thurman. I'm just looking to see how he looks coming off a 3-year layoff, and if he's going to be the same Keith Thurman we're used to seeing. Now, as for who I think will win this fight, I honestly think that, you know what? I'm going to make a bold prediction. It's either going to be a draw, or I honestly think Mario Barrios can beat Keith Thurman at this point. Now, I'm not saying this will be a domination for Mario Barrios. I think he'll win by majority decision or split decision, either one or the other. I just think Mario Barrios is the younger fighter. I think he's the more, fit fighter in terms of not being out of the ring for 3+ years. We saw what that did to Gary Russell and how it affected his training. So honestly, Mario Barrios, really, I think he will win by either split decision or majority decision, but it can go either way. It's a pretty even fight. This is a big fight for both of them. They're trying to put their names in the welterweight division, and a division full of talent. So honestly, I think Mario Barrios will win this fight. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Obviously, I will be streaming this fight, so make sure to hit that notification bell so you get notified when I go live. Please consider hitting that subscribe button so you get notified every time I drop another video. Like the video as it helps the channel grow. Leave a comment on who you think will win this fight. Follow me on social media, and I am out. Peace.